Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are proud to present a very special recognition ceremony in advance of the 20th remembrance of September 11th, 2001, a day which shook our nation to its core. On that Tuesday morning, which dawned with cloudless blue skies in the eastern half of the country, 4 hijacked planes were crashed into the Twin Towers in New York City, the Pentagon in Arlington County, Virginia, and a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. In the span of under 2 hours, 2,977 souls had perished, representing citizens from all walks of life and from over 90 different nations. Those we lost included 3 Minnesotans, and 3 Minnesotans died that day. Tom Burnett Jr. was on United Flight 93 that went down in Pennsylvania. Gary Cochlear and Gordy Amos Jr. were in the Twin Towers when they fell. 343 members of the Fire Department of New York were also lost when the Twin Towers fell, along with dozens of police and EMT personnel. Within weeks, tens of thousands of our men and women in military began deploying to fight a global war on terror. Tonight, we hold this special ceremony to honor the heroism and bravery of our first responders and military who continue to stand ready to run toward danger in protection of our freedoms. Grand Rapids High School is honored to have the following representatives of the first responders and military from our community here tonight. The Fire Department of Grand Rapids Police Department, Meds 1, Grand Rapids Sheriff Department, Minnesota State Troopers, and Northeast Minnesota Women's Veterans Military. In addition, we'd like to recognize Mora head coach Troy Erickson. Coach Erickson has proudly served his country as a Marine and recently retired recruiter for the Minnesota Army National Guard. We thank him for his continued selfless service to our country and the Mora community. We would like to have any fire, police, and rescue, and active duty or retired military personnel in the audience stand to be recognized for your service and sacrifice. In a few moments, the National Guard will present our nation's colors, and our national anthem will be sung by Grand Rapids High School senior Megan Gunnarsson. But first, with the help of Boy Scout Ethan Guggesberg, Troop 41, and Girl Scout Addison Merrier, Troop 1482, and our Civil Air Patrol, we will use a very special commemorative 9/11 remembrance flag to lead us in our moment of silence. Scouts, please present the freedom flags to the Civil Air Patrol representatives. And tonight's colors, represented by the National Guard, will be presented at this time. Remain standing and please remove your headwear while Megan Gunnarsson honors this great country with the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
For those of us who were alive on that day, we will never forget where we were and how we felt when we learned about the brazen attacks on our nation. September 11th, 2001 was the deadliest attack on U.S. soil since the Civil War and the deadliest terrorist attack in world history. In total, 2,977 lives were lost in New York City at the Pentagon and on Flight 93, including citizens from 90 foreign nations. Since 9/11, thousands of first responders have perished from 9/11 related illnesses, a toll that is still rising. And thousands of U.S. soldiers have paid the ultimate sacrifice during the global war on terror. Over 70 million children have been born in the U.S., meaning that over 20% of our population has no living memory of 9/11. As part of its National Freedom Flag raising call to action, the Freedom Flag Foundation in Richmond, Virginia, with great support from Ms. Sharon Volts of Grand Rapids Yellow Ribbon Citizens Committee and the American Legion Auxiliary Unit Number 60, Grand Rapids, has invited Grand Rapids High School to be its exclusive Minnesota State partner in tonight's Freedom Flag ceremony. Similar ceremonies will be happening in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. as we approach and remember 9/11. We will now read the meaning of the special flag symbolism, followed by a moment of silence. The Freedom Flag represents the white star, all who lived and died for freedom, the 5 white bars, the Pentagon, and organized protection of our freedoms, the blue-black background, all Americans united for freedom, the top red stripe, the bloodshed of those who perished at the Pentagon, and the crew and passengers who died on American Airlines Flight 77. The 2 middle red stripes, the Twin Towers, and the bloodshed of the people who perished at the World Trade Center on American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175. The bottom red stripe, the bloodshed of the crew and passengers who perished on United Airlines Flight 93 in Pennsylvania. The three white stripes, the rescue workers, firefighters, police officers, Port Authority employees, and others who worked tirelessly before, during, and after the terrorist attacks. Please stand for a moment of silence in recognition of the 2,977 souls lost on that day, and the many thousands of first responders and military who gave all on that fateful day, as well as the 13 servicemen and women recently killed in Afghanistan, and honored by the Grand Rapids Football Association with 13 helmets seated in the stands at the 50-yard line. Thank you. Now please join me in a round of applause to show our appreciation for the service and sacrifice.